Welcome to Space Engineers Starboat 96. I am your host, Mr. Raymond Blair. Based on the recommendations sent to Luna Command in the last episode, they have responded by sending in return a revised blueprint for the Starboat. This makes our current revision 96C. So I gotta put on my work suit so as to get the new schematics implemented. First thing is a new bridge airlock design with actual outer hatches. With the nanobot repair module, all I got to do is paint it the right color so that it will grind away the old, then allow for the repair projector to print in the new. I have to say that it is hard to say repair projector in a sentence. It's okay though, because no matter how difficult it may be to say, using it is easy, so I'm glad for it. Now look at this. Actual catwalks to get around the bridge without having to use a jetpack. This alone gives a thumbs up in my book. I was having trouble docking and or fitting shuttles in the landing area last episode. So a new design is implemented which cuts away a lot of unnecessary hull and adds a lot more flat surface to work with. Above me is the remaining hull of Erect Void Corporation Starship Cruiser. Salvaging these parts helps with the materials needed for my revisions. For some reason, air does not flow freely when on the elevator. I'm going to need to find a solution for this since I hate choking and gasping for breath just to go to the living quarters. After a hard day's work on the job, my feet hurt. So I just can't wait to go to my quarters and put my feet up. After waking up from my sleep cycle, it is back to work. And that pretty much sums up the life of a space engineer. Constant work interrupted by sleep. I have to say, this underway is coming along very nicely. There will now be access to many areas of the starship's forward hull without the aid of a jetpack. Being able to walk all the way to the fixed cannons in order to effect repairs is such a godsend. You know, these sort of things and details really please me. Well, that pretty much does it. I did everything I needed to do, and now the damage control systems will just have to do the rest. It looks really nice, though. These engineers at Luna Command really know what they're doing. Looks like the batteries are only half empty after the job. I suppose it would not hurt to fire up the hydrogen engines and get these batteries topped off, however. Since the revision is complete, it is time to go to the next job. It is to find the status of the Void Corporation's vehicle assets. There was a dead crew member in the wrecked cruiser, but the vehicles were missing, and that tells me that the other crew members must have escaped. The radar has readings of enemies that are uncomfortably close, so finding the missing assets and crew members is of utmost importance. There they are. Hailing them gives me no response. Surely they must know I'm here and would fly to meet me if all was good. I cannot take any chances, so firing up the blueprint projector, I conjure up a Jupiter-class Mark IV vehicle fighter so I can go to them and investigate. It may take me a little time to build, but it looks like nothing is going anywhere anyways. Since I'm waiting for the Mark IV to complete, I might as well sit in the galley and go through all the systems. And this is an endless chore of organizing, naming, and renaming, calibrating, etc. Such tedious work, but it is so essential. Especially if you're in a pinch, this would be a time when one would be glad that they took the time to do this, since that would be the time when you need things to work and easily be accessible. I actually like this kind of work. Keeping my systems nice and tidy is somewhat of an obsession of mine. Simplifying something complex into a more understandable state is always a good puzzle to solve. One can only do systems for so long before you got to do anything else. At least that's how it is for me. Seeing that the nanobots are taking their sweet time building the Mark IV, I think I will help things along by grabbing my nanotorch and doing some of it by hand. I like getting dirty and greasy, just like the people back in the good old days, before nanotechnology was a thing. Kind of gives me a special bond with whatever it is being built, like it is my craftsmanship or something like that. Look at that. It is almost finished. It is missing a few parts, so I will need to stop by the Mariner to get it completed. This is an older model fighter of Martian design, but it's a solid design. And you may be wondering, what happened to the last vehicle in the former episode? And that would be a good question, and the answer to that is that it was flawed design, and it really wasn't ever made for what I was trying to use it for. So I had to bail out when it all of a sudden ran out of power mid-flight. Now it kind of floats lifeless in the vast expanse of space, which is such a shame, but now I have this. So I've been looking around at these vehicles of the Void Corporation for a while now, and they all seem to be in good condition. However, the crews are missing. I can only assume they have been captured and are now being harvested as reavers, which is not a pleasant thought. I also find a wrecked, corrupted salvaging drone, so that only confirms my worst fears. At least the good folks put up a good fight, so a somber salute to them. Might as well drag this husk back to the Starboat and disassemble it, glean it of any information, then file my report to Luna Command. It is the only right thing to do. Now we're at the end of this week's episode. It was rather chill and peaceful, if not somewhat tragic. Next week we will check out those other enemy signals, as this may give us more clues as to who and where are they who are behind this. Meanwhile, I am sure that the Void Corporation will send a vessel out to retrieve their vehicles and just put new warm bodies in them. So I have enjoyed our time together here in space, and I hope you have as well. Take care.